Change is a constant in life, yet it's also something many of us constantly resist. As host Melanie Taddeo points out in this Melanie Minute, finding out why we resist change is a part of learning how we deal with it. But let's change things up first and listen to this brief message about connecting possibilities. "10 years in the making, Connecting Possibilities, the story of Connect for Life, is Melanie Taddeo's newest publication about the charity she created in 2014.
I'm Melanie Taddeo, the founder of Connect for Life. Connecting Possibilities is a story of growth, leadership, and accessibility. It is the story of Connect for Life.
Available in paperback and EPUB versions globally through all major online retailers.
Welcome to another Melanie Minute. How do you navigate change? Now, we all know the one thing in life that is inevitable is change. And there's different types of change. Change that you prepare for, change you look forward to, but also change that is unforeseen and unexpected. Change that you look forward to is possibly planning a vacation, making a move, changing a job, applying for that promotion. And you have time to kind of process what that change will mean for your life. And usually the change is something that's good, something to look forward to, and something that you can be proud of. But on the other hand, then there's change that is unexpected, that you didn't have time to plan for. It could be a death in the family, a loss of a job, a breakup of a relationship, things that catch you off guard and kind of knock the wind out of you, landing you flat on your butt. And those changes are hard to handle. Another big example of unexpected change or unforeseen change is when you encounter adversity. Think about COVID-19. None of us could see that coming. Although we heard in the news that there was this virus going around, we never expected it to last as long as it did or change our lives so much in that way. But the thing is, as we mentioned, change is inevitable. So we all have a choice. Now we can easily curl up in a ball, fetal position, and just say, oh, I give up, I can't deal with it, and that's it. Or we can embrace the opportunity for change, because change can also teach us so much, can lead us to different opportunities, can show us what we're capable of and how much of a fighter we have. So again, choice is to give up or to fight. And 9 times out of 10, when you choose to fight, incredible things come out of the situation. Let's go back to that COVID-19 example. None of us had a choice. We were locked down, most of us. We had to stay 6 feet apart from one another, and we lost a lot of what we thought we knew as the norm, going to work at the office. Many people were now working from home. Many people were isolated. Things had definitely changed. We couldn't be around all the people we used to be. We couldn't go about everyday life the way it was. And that change is being told by somebody other than ourselves. Nobody likes being told what to do. And in fact, many of us pushed against it, I'm sure. But we quickly learned to adapt because we didn't have a choice. And all of a sudden, things shifted and the new normal had begun. Didn't mean we liked it, didn't mean we were happy with it, but it changed and we went with it. So why is it when we face adversity or unforeseen change in our life, do we fight so much against it and push back and sometimes want to give up? Well, let's go back and talk about that breakup of a relationship. Unless you're absolutely miserable and you know it's coming, when something like that happens, you're caught off guard. The emotions are raw. They're there. You're feeling hurt, betrayed, all those emotions. So you need to kind of go through the grieving process before even accepting what has happened. Never good to be uncomfortable, but a lot of it is very uncomfortable. So we push against it. Same with the loss of a loved one, death in the family. And that is tough. Again, the grieving process needs to happen. And that is different for every person. But the fact of the matter, those decisions may be taken out of our hands, and we have to adapt to it. We need to embrace the change in order for us to move forward. Doesn't mean we have to be happy about it, but we do. What also I find interesting with unforeseen change in our lives is it happens more than we expect, more than we think of in the workplace. Whether we are in leadership or we're somebody that is a supervisor or somebody that's just on the front line doing our jobs, things happen on a regular basis that are going to impact the workplace. And if you're a leader having to navigate this change with your employees, you need to be prepared not only for the impact it has on you, but on those you're leading. How it is emotionally impacting them, how it's physically impacting them, how is it that they're grieving the change or embracing it. This comes with a lot of very positive mindset and being able to shift and adapt. These are not necessarily skills that all of us have really mastered because we have the ability to do it, but maybe haven't had the need to do it as often. So this is something that I've learned recently whenever we come up with any new programs, any new initiatives that go really, really well or not the way we thought. Or there's a need for change, whether that's in having to take things virtually in COVID, or people are coming and going in, as volunteers or in roles that play a vital part in your organization. Being a leader that navigates unforeseen change is a great asset because not only do you have to be able to adapt and be flexible, but also know how to shift your mindset for the betterment of a company or organization. But being able to navigate unforeseen change in anybody's life is a gift. But it's not easy. It takes time. It takes practice. And as I said, nobody likes to be uncomfortable. Nobody likes to throw themselves into change. But it is something that is inevitable. Where are changes happening in your life? Are you somebody that shies away and runs for the hills when you see change coming? Or are you somebody that stands your ground and fights it and deals with it and overcomes it and ends up on top? I'd love to hear how you cope with unforeseen change or even plan change, because all of us have a different way. There's no right or wrong way of how we deal with it, but knowing the more you fight it, the less effective you will be. By embracing it and coming to terms with it, you'll be able to not only get on top of it and learn from it, but also see what's possible after change. Because if we look back at COVID-19, look at the way the world has changed drastically. Not just in the way that we do things, the workplace culture, being able to work virtually from home. All of these opportunities came out of this, but also it made us appreciate the small things in life, never to take things lightly, and also to be aware of our surroundings and what makes people function and the ability to be adaptable and flexible. I'll ask you again, how do you handle change? I encourage you to try your very best next time you're faced with an unforeseen change, to go with the flow, to take it as it comes, and to help shift your mindset, be flexible, be adaptable, and help those around you navigate change. Because when you're a leader that can navigate unforeseen change, it's amazing to see what's possible. Until next time.
You have been listening to Connect for Life, the podcast. Connect for Life is a Canadian-based registered charity committed to eliminating barriers for people with disabilities. Visit connectforlife.ca and join us in helping people with disabilities become the champions of their growth stories.